Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another BTNeanderthal video. Today, we are covering 10 things to know about Diablo 2. This is like a beginner thing. Let me know if you like it. The first thing that we're going to be covering is that you do not require all the quests in order to progress. You just require the last one in order to progress. And that is the act bosses. So if we go over here and we kill Ethereal, we wait for the, portal. Technically, you don't need the portal, but I don't have a TP scroll. Debated. But if you wait for a portal here and then travel, you can actually just go east, and you don't require any of these quests in order to continue your progression. Tip number 2, we have the Ancients, which is quest number 5. And quest number 5 does require levels to them. In normal difficulty, the Ancients require 20, level 20. In Nightmare, they require level 40, and in Hell, they require level 60. This is important because you will not be able to progress through the game until you have completed the Ancients quest. And like I said, the Ancients quest does have a level requirement, so we have to kill the Ancients. That's my super overpowered character. And then after that quest is complete, then we can move over and move forward. And then we have the ability to run bail runs and other things. Tip number 3. Potions, such as mana and health potions, can crit. Okay, and what I mean by crit is each character does have a X amount of points that will be regained when you drink a potion. For example, on the sorceress right now, I am going to be gaining 40 points of mana. Okay, and there is a chance that this can crit and do double that. So I could have gotten 80. Same thing with healing. I would get 30 here normally, and I have a chance to get 60. And then, 60, 100, and then you just double those for potential increased amount of points. Now, the way that this is increased is actually based on having points into energy and points into vitality. As you can see here in the top right hand corner, we have increases your maximum health and stamina. This is vitality. A chance to receive a double life from potions, aka crit. And that's an 80% chance. So the more points you have into vitality, it increases the chance for you to crit. Same thing for energy. The more points you have in energy, the higher chance you have to crit or do double of what is supposed to happen. And another little quick tip for that, it's kind of matched up with the other thing, is rejuves give you 35% life and mana instantly. And as you can see here, 100% life and mana instantly. So it's not based on a point value, it's based on how much life and how much mana overall. Tip number 4. So, say you have a mercenary, right? Blaze is her name, right? And say you want to go and buy another mercenary, and you didn't resurrect your mercenary. I'm going to resurrect it here just to show you what's happening, right? But say you didn't resurrect it. This also happens for if it's alive or dead. But say it's like, oh, I want a mercenary, and the old one that I had is not leveled up very well, and I want a new one that's a higher level. We have items on here, right? Obviously, these are not good items, but they are items on your mercenary. If you go and hire a new mercenary, any difficulty, the items do not transfer over. You will lose your items, and they will be deleted from the game. This is regardless of if it's dead, what act or what difficulty. It's just if your mercenary has items on it and you hire a new one, it will delete the items that were on your old mercenary, it will not transfer them over. And kind of tied to that concept, you can see that she does have items, and when she does end up dying, that you are actually able to get her items back once you revive. So as long as you don't hire another mercenary, then you will get your items back. In Diablo 2, you have things that can be ethereal. And ethereal items cannot be repaired, as you can see right here on the very bottom line of obedience. Ethereal cannot be repaired. So, well, that's bad. If it can't be repaired, then why do I have a bunch of items on my mercenary that are ethereal, as you can see? They're kind of partly see-through and stuff like that. Well, the great news is that in Diablo 2, your mercenary does not use any durability. So you can just have better versions of the item equipped for your mercenary. And these ethereal items do not break as long as they're on them. You could even run them out to 1 durability remaining and then throw it on the mercenary and it will never break. In Diablo 2, you have your skill tree, which you can put your points into once you level, right? You get more points, you put points in and all that stuff, but you can't easily change them easily. However, you do have the option 3 times, 1 per difficulty, to respec at Akara, and that is done after completing the Den of Evil quest, which is quest number 1 in Act 1. So you have the opportunity to do that 3 times. If you use all 3 times and you need a respec, you are going to need to farm things such as respec tokens, and you can find those for by collecting essences from each boss in hell mode. You have a blue essence from Endariel and Duriel. You have the yellow essence from Mephisto. You have red essence from Diablo and green essence from Baal. And once you put all of those items in the cube and transmute, it'll give you a special token of absolution, which you can right click and perform the same action as you would when you respec at Akara. And respecs give you all your points back, and they give you all your attribute points back as if you just hit the level that you were at without putting any points in anywhere. Number 7. So in Diablo 2, we have the ability to open up a secret level of cows. Okay, and in order to do that, we need to click the body in Tristram after completing the number 3 quests in Act 1. You can go and enter Tristram. Now there's a Wirt's leg that drops off of Wirt's body. And after, this is another key thing in order to do this, after you kill Baal in Act 5, the number 6 quest is completed, then you can put a Wirt's leg found from Wirt in Tristram and a Tome of Town Portal, doesn't matter the quantity, and you can hit transmute and we'll open up the secret cow level into the Moo farm. Now, prior to, okay, this is actually perfect. So we have the Cow King right there. In regular LOD or the original Diablo 2, you could not kill the Cow King more than once. If you killed the Cow King here, then he always spawns at the bottom of this king pen here, right? This like little area with the fences and stuff. He always spawns at the bottom of that somewhere. So in original Diablo 2, if you killed him, then you wouldn't be able to enter this place again. It would just say you can't go in there. You would have the tome and you have the Wirt's leg and you just can't go in there. However, in Resurrected, you are actually able to kill him as much as you want, just as we did there. And with mods such as like Pluggy and stuff, you can do that. You can kill him and you can keep going back in to the same process. Tip number 8, and this is kind of two for one deal. We're going to give 2 tips. One thing is in Nightmare difficulty in Diablo 2, Charcy and Geed actually have really good items to sell if you re-roll them often enough. Such as, you know, resistances or life that are good for a character that is just entering into Nightmare that doesn't have very many of these stats available to them, or even hit recovery. So you can go over to the waypoint, you can go and leave town and exit and enter back in, and then it'll actually reset the vendors. Okay, and then you can do that and farm items. Unfortunately, we haven't found any good ones yet, but you know, we get resistance gear, we get life. As you can see, 86 life. That is a lot of life for this game, and you get resistance on a shield. Not very good rolls, but like typically gloves, belts, boots, and helmets are very good options to farm at Charcy and Geed. The advantage of Geed here is that if you're looking for gloves and boots and belts, as soon as you open up the trade screen, his armor tab does open over here. Not sure if that'll change in Resurrected, but another tip tied to this actually is if you open a cow portal, because all you have to do is exit town and then come back in, it will reset the vendor really quickly, and you barely have to move at all. As you can see, he's moving. Look at this. Very good boots. Okay, this is a super good example of things you can find if you just entered Nightmare, you know, or like maybe not just entered Nightmare. I guess these are boots, item level 99. But if you are in Nightmare or you need resistance gear, maybe you got rushed or something throughout the game, and you're like, hey, I need run walk or resistances, you can go and find items like this, just to give you a little bit of boost. You know, similar to how rune words can help you out. These are very good items. Number 9. Okay, this one is actually pretty important because runes are currency in this game to some extent. The higher ones mostly, but they are currency nonetheless. Now, we all have probably heard of rune words, and if you haven't, you basically put runes in, and there are specific rune words that you can look up on like Maxroll or something, or ask people, and you can make a rune word here. Okay, and that I just made stealth, which is Tal Eth, and the order is very, very important. Okay, now if you do Tal Eth, you get stealth. If you do Eth and then Tal, you get garbage. It doesn't do anything. It gives you the stats of the Eth and it gives you the stats of the Tal, but it does not actually give you stealth. So order is very important. Make sure you have the order correct. Another thing to look out for is we have a piece right here, which is another rune word, Shale Thol Am, pretty good for an Amazon. There is another problem here, and some of you have probably noticed it already, is that the item, in order for it to actually be able to create a rune word, you have to have it in a gray base, or a, I guess, white base, and then you socket it so it's gray, so that way, you know, you can actually make the rune word in it. Because if I go Shale Thol Am, that's the exact same order, right? You got 3 sockets. Be careful of mechanics, artisans, and jewelers, which is the prefix of an item. That means amount of items. Just be careful of the blue stuff. The blue stuff, it's okay to put stuff into blue items. It's just beware that it's not going to make you a rune word. Number 10, let's say you want to get your sockets back on the base item. Okay, so we have under here, under this gemmed leather armor, we actually have a leather armor with 2 sockets. Okay, we can remove the items that are inside the base by putting a hell rune and a TP scroll, or a scroll of town portal, and hitting transmute. and we will get the base leather armor back. This works for any item that has sockets in it. If something is socketed that you want to get the base back, you can use that recipe, and it will destroy the items. However, it will destroy the items, the sockets, or not the sockets. It will destroy the items that are in the sockets. However, you will get the base back. This is especially useful for rerolling things like Spirit, which has a very high variance on like faster cast rate, 25 to 35. Say you didn't get what you wanted, you can resocket and try again. So this is very useful for a lot of different things. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out and all that stuff. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, please let me know, because I am considering of making more. This is more of a beginner's tip type of thing. I could do more beginner stuff. I'm thinking about, if you guys really do like this series, then maybe I'll make an intermediate one for people that know a little bit more about the game, and then maybe an advanced one where even I can learn some things here. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and be sure to like and subscribe and comment, because that's what everybody's got to do to help out your boy BT and the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, much love, guys. You're all beasts.